All right, you guys, I am currently at the Skyline Trinity Trail in Dallas, Texas, entering Commerce Bridge, basically is what it says on the sign. Welcome to the Trinity Skyline Trail entering Commerce Bridge, right? So this is the place I used to go to walk, to clear my head in Dallas, and just look over at the skyline. It's just beautiful. It's crazy how it's kind of hilly, right? So you kind of walk up there and you can read the little plaques about the Skyline Bridge. Now they have added the lynching detailed information about William Allen Henry. My mind is going. You guys have to pray for me because I'm telling you, I can remember things and then 2 seconds it's gone. And it's not funny. I'm always having this little nervous laugh, but it's not funny. And I kept saying William H. I don't know who William H. is other than my son. And I'm saying that to say, when I was up there filming and I kept saying William H., I'm thinking that's an automatic for me because my son is William H. And definitely don't want to think about him in the context of what I was reading up there about William Allen and the lynching of thousands of people. Whoever took the time to put this historical information up about lynching and black people between the years of 1865, I believe, and up until whatever year, because again, I just read it, not well versed in it, and I kept being thrown back at the name William H., and you know, that's my son. So anyway, and I come here to look at the buildings where I used to come all the time to walk, to paint by myself. And then me and my grandkids, we put up my tent and because you can go down there and walk down there. So it's not just this little hill thing looking over Dallas, which a lot of people come to take pictures and film and whatever. But a lot of people come out to ride their bikes, jog, walk, exercise, and that whole area down there. So there's a trail and it's really cool. And we've watched these apartments behind us be built this whole time because I'm so glad they didn't get rid of the public way that you can come in here and park and go up here. I guess they can't because it is an entrance to the bridge and the Trinity Skyline Trail. So it's just, you know, you know when people always say, black people can't let stuff go, or why you always bringing up this? And even black people say, why we keep making movies about the black pain, this, that, and the other. Now, mind you, all of what I just said, I've been living here since 2008, minus the 2 years I went to Kansas or Missouri. And I've been coming to the Skyline Bridge, the same very one. And it's just information about the overlook, right? Trinity Overlook, it says that. And then and I noticed 2 of the plaque things are gone and only one of them's up there that remains. So maybe they're gonna replace some information. And so that has been up there, it says since 2023. Now, or maybe that's when they wrote it and commissioned, I don't know, but I was here in 2023 and I've come down here in 2023 and that wasn't up. So it's been put up recently, that's all I'm gonna say. And so when I mentioned all the, you know, black people can't get over this and they're always bringing up the black card, this, that, and the other, black people don't have a card. It's the absence of the card. Because a card gives you privileges. A black card gives you privileges. Most black people that are not doing well don't have a black card. And a lot of black people that are doing well, or middle class, or even rich, may not have a black card. And if they do, they don't always get black card access. So just me being my black self, having a good time walking around a park, I'm not bringing up any black issues. I'm grateful that this information is here. It needs to be here because that is the history of what happened, and it's pointing, well, you're reading it and the Dallas skyline is right behind you. So you do have to pay attention to that because it's not being taught in some schools. And so when people are always wondering why black people are so angry, or why black people are still living in the ghetto, or why are black people having so many problems and dealing with trauma and this, that, and the other and the third. And I remember just recently watching something on YouTube where this, I don't know his position, but it's a black man talking about a white man. I think he's a scientist or something, I don't know, doctor or whatever. And years ago, this white doctor was talking about trauma and how it passes through generations, and they called him crazy, kind of outcast this white doctor. And fast forward now, they're studying the same things that he was talking about in Ivy League colleges, about the brain and trauma being passed down from our ancestors. And not just black people, but white people, and the pain that you've had in your lives. So trauma is a real thing, and it's in your DNA. And I say all that to say that people are still 100 years old while we're alive right now. 100 years ago. I mean, deal with it. Like, my mother had to deal with black and white, colored and white only signs and segregation. I was just watching Debbie Allen, who I love. It was a small documentary on Netflix or whatever I just watched it on. I freaking love Debbie Allen, right? She's very inspiring, and I always think of Stephen Massey, who I call my twin cousin, and all the things that he's done kind of mirrors her life, you know. She's inspired so many people, and I'm sure she's an inspiration to him. And we all love Debbie Allen, right? Debbie Allen is still alive today. She's choreographed the Oscars so many times. She's got this dance studio, this, that, and the other. Worked on Grey's Anatomy, Different World, all these things, right? Married the famous basketball player who I grew up watching, or, you know, Norm Nixon and his fine self. And now their beautiful kids look like just they ran into each other, and they did, obviously. But I say all that to say is Debbie Allen is telling her story right now today, 2024, about how she had to deal with segregation. Debbie Allen, who's a little bit older than me, you know, but her mother, and so imagine what her mother dealt with, my mother dealt with. So we're not too far away from slavery. We done made all these advances, and you know, some folks, including some of us, think we should all be over this. It's not. I'm coming to a usual place, and not that I don't want to be reminded of it. It's just that this is how it is, and that's how I feel. If that sign wasn't up there, and say some white people passed me or whatever, there were a whole bunch of white people, or say there was a whole bunch of pickup trucks when I come up here, say it was full of pickup trucks, and there was, you know, that would make me probably just, you know, keep on going, like I wasn't intending to come to the place that I really like to come to and experience a nice peaceful walk, or paint by myself, or sit there and read by myself, all the things I've done by myself, and then bring my grandkids here, right? I would still have that same feeling. So don't blame it on the sign and the history, like black people got to put this in our faces. No. It needs to be remembered and recognized that we're still a young country. A lot of terrible atrocities happened. Then you find out that nothing. I could go on and on and on about crazy Hitler and how they learned to do to Jews by watching what America did to African people and bringing them over here and enslaving them and ostracizing them. And so when any of us in America want to say, I just want to be black and live, this is what we mean. Because whether that history was there, it's not there to shame anybody. It's to make everybody aware that this stuff is still within us. Because we're still seeing so much, so much of the fallout behind Britons taking over Native America and Mexico and having white people and black people, eventually when they allowed black people to be free enough to fight for them and kill off Native Americans and Mexican Americans and push them out of the country, take over most. I mean, I'm in Mexico. If Texas didn't take over, and you know, we talk about border control, which of course, at some point, you know, you feel like, dang, all this. Like, if people keep coming here, we're just going to be full up, and people are getting this, that, and the other, and there's crime that they're bringing over. Crime came over. It started that way. I'm sure the Native Americans and the Mexicans were fine before the Brits got here with their Africans in chain and teaching them that they weren't anything but their footstool. I love that skyline, and I'm so very proud that they put that up there. I really am. I'm so proud to be black. I'm black on purpose. I wasn't meant to be black. Like years ago when I heard O.J. Simpson on some TV show, oh, I just happen to be black. Negro, you don't happen to be black. God made you black on purpose. I'm black on purpose. So I'm sitting here because I'm giving very, very much thought to the thousands. It says thousands. That's what I was going to say earlier. Whoever put that together, the first word, they made sure it was pungent. It says thousands.